call it chemistry, a connection, or something in our genetic code. What we build is who we are. We don't stop at good enough, but we don't quit when the going gets tough. We're not afraid to get dirty, get lost, or turn a wrench. We go until there's nothing left. It's in our DNA.
Over 25 years of off-road racing dominance. Proprietary patented race technology. Proudly made in the USA. Unparalleled customer service and support. The choice of champions. King Shocks. The leader in off-road shock technology.
Locally owned Bill Alexander Ford has the vehicles you want. F-Series, Bronco, Expedition, Edge, Explorer, Escape, and Ranger. And try our mobile service for light maintenance. We will come to you. For a difference you can count on, visit us in person or go to BillAlexanderFord.com.
Score big at Four Wheel Parts all month long. For a limited time, save big with up to 40% off Jeep JK parts and accessories. Plus savings all month long on tires, wheels, lift kits, lighting, and overland products. Take your rig from boring to built, only at 4WP.
All right, everybody, welcome back once again to the KMC Wheels Fishgistics coverage of the Score Baja 400, presented to you guys all day online here today by F&L Racing Fuel. It is 2 o'clock. That means it is our fifth update, so or fourth update, whatever it is. The next the next one for you guys. So, anyways, we have some people through the Mike's water crossing, as you guys saw last time. I did some recalculations of the split times and wanted to give you guys a little bit of update on that, because one of our split times was off on the last time. So we said that that Brock Dickerson might have been leading the race. He actually was not. He is about 3 minutes behind Bryce Menzies on corrected time. So the car to watch right now is actually the number 70. The 70 at Mike's Sky Ranch was only 40 seconds on corrected time behind the number 7, Bryce Menzies, who is your current race leader. So it is the number 7, and then it is the 70, 40 seconds back unofficially on corrected time at Mike's Sky Ranch. That was about 40 miles ago or so from where they are now. So things are changing all the time, but we just wanted to get that out there. I got the correct starting order over here now, so we are good to go for you guys. Yeah, the 70 started 16 spots behind Bryce Menzies, and they came through 16 minutes and 40 seconds back. So you minus the 16 minutes for 1 minute each spot means they're 40 seconds behind on time. Andy had not been through as of like 34 minutes, and he started 28 minutes back. So Andy is not up there in contention on corrected time at this time. So just wanted to give you guys those updates. The Rob McCachran one also, he came through 14 minutes back, but he had started a lot less than we thought. So Rob wasn't as close on corrected time either. So just getting those over, getting that information out to you guys. Now, going back to the earlier in the day, you know, it was interesting that the number 70 on the tracker actually looked like they took a shortcut. They took a different line. So the way it works in Baja is you have to hit the VCPs, right? So you hit the VCPs. If you don't, you get a 10-minute penalty for every VCP you miss. So if you go on another line and you miss a VCP, that's going to be 10 minutes. You don't get the penalties until they check the tracker at the end of the race. So all these trackers are going to get checked at the end of the race, including the 70, the 89, all these, they're all getting checked. So the times that we have today are not official because somebody might get a VCP penalty. Like I said, the 70 looked like they were off course earlier, but the trackers, you never know. So sometimes the trackers are not pinging correctly, but good thing Score has a real tracker that's on the truck that actually just records. It's not the same one that we see here. So if you see somebody's tracker here that's acting up, or like right now the 7's not working, right? Well, the actual tracker on the truck is still working. It doesn't link to the internet here for us to see. It just records, and that's the one that Score uses to review information with. So we'll see what happens at the end of the race, but that's what's going on right now. So we have the 7 just past mile 200, and then we have the 83 in second place, and then we have over here on the Score feed. Check this out. We got a problem with the that's not good. The 219, that is the Serapis truck with Caden McCachran driving it. They are having a problem. It looks like that is at Mike's Sky Ranch right now. So definitely not good for the 219. It looks like they have an issue with the truck. I see helmets on. They're out of the, that's the crew over there. It looks like the Menzies crew actually over there kind of helping them a little bit. So supposedly a trans issue, and they are done. All right, well that's a bummer for the for Caden McCachran. That was Rob McCachran's son that was driving the 219 today. They made it to Mike's, but it looks like reports some of you guys saying that they took the hood off and they might have an issue. So there's a live update for you guys right now. They were doing really good on corrected time. They started way in the back, and on corrected time they were doing good. But now it looks like, unfortunately, that that's not going to be a good. It's not a good sign when you see a truck stopped and the hood off, and that's up at Mike's as we reported. So we'll keep an eye on that. If we hear for sure what happened, we will let you know. Let me see if I can find out for sure. Let's see if they've heard anything official. Yeah, big bummer for everybody there. But let's see. All right, so the 83 is in second right now. The 7 tracker's not working. Bryce Menzies is still in front. So it's the 7, the 83. And then we have Jax is actually third. It looks like Jax lost some time, actually. So check this out. The 89 was third coming through the Mike's water crossing, but now that is a good tracker update. You can see it just pinged, and he dropped back a little bit. So definitely not good news for the 89. That looked like a correct ping. It looks like the 23 has gotten around him. The 46, that is Toby Price. He's making up some time. So Toby Price has got around the 89, and Jonathan Brenthal, most likely, with that's Kyle Jurgensen driving, has also got around the 89. So maybe the 89, they're moving again, but they definitely lost a little bit of time. So they must have had a flat tire, most likely a flat tire. Yeah, Robert Campbell says he was stopped for a little bit. So there you go. Looks like 89 stopped for a flat, most likely. They did get passed by a few cars. So they lost at least 2 or maybe 3 positions. So we'll keep an eye on that. This Mike section is like the most technical section on the race course. So anything can happen in this section. They're almost past the gnarliest stuff. Once you get up here, this section's not as bad as this first whole section behind Mike's is. So we'll see what happens. But nobody's out to the Pacific yet. The 83 and the 7 are still in here. So you have the 27, like we said, and then we have Brock Dickerson right here in the 34. We have Ricky Johnson driving the Gustavo Vidosola Sr. truck, is your first trophy truck legend on the course right now. Then Larry Rossler, who is a legend himself, but is still racing in the regular trophy truck class, is right there, the 43. Then the Kevin Thompson, Harley Lettner entry, the 70. We mentioned them earlier. We got Rob McCachran, and you got Tim Herbst. They're all stacked up pretty much right on top of each other right there. Not any passing in here. So that order, whatever order they're in right there, that's pretty much the order they're going to be until they get to the coast, unless somebody pulls over. But I don't think none of these 3 guys are necessarily going to pull over for anybody. That's for sure. And then we have Justin Lofton, whose tracker hasn't updated in 6 minutes, which means he is actually going to be ahead of these guys as long as he's still moving. So Lofton, more than likely, is going to be ahead of these guys, and we'll see when it updates again. Same with Ampudia. His hasn't updated in 9 minutes, so he very well could be ahead of these guys too. So a lot of these trackers slow to update today. Always keep an eye on that. You guys said Do you think there's going to be a bottleneck of people stuck in mics? It's possible. It's always possible. You never know what happens. All it takes is for one guy to do something stupid somewhere in this section right here, rip a corner off or something, and then you got the whole rest of everybody behind you blocked. So, yeah, you never know what can happen, especially all these spec trucks coming through there. Honestly, it's usually a spec truck that does that. So we'll see. We'll see what's going on. Grabowski looks like, so the 228 hasn't updated in 5 minutes. We did see at Mike's the 228 Ryan Hancock with Brock driving, the other Brock, Brock Heger driving was first through. So I'm going to say they're still in first because their tracker hasn't updated. Second was Grabowski. We saw them come by second. And then next we have Pierce, Herbst, and Polvardi. I think it was actually Polvardi and then Herbst, but that looks like those are good updates now. So that order is probably the same. And yeah, the mud is turning into a mud bog here. So check this out. Here is the water crossing at Mike's. It is getting really, really messy through there. And it's just, it's being a mess through there. So that's not going to be too much fun for the guys in the later classes coming through there. That's for sure. So that's the look at your top spec trucks. Like we said, we got Hancock there. We have the Raul Gomez, Mason Cullen making some time up there. Clay Lawrence here. The 14, Clay Lawrence 85L. We just posted a video. Andy, who started behind him, was nerfing them a few times, and the way their tires are, it broke the strap, and both of their spare tires came out. So that was earlier in the race. Hopefully by now they've got more spare tires put on the truck because they didn't have any earlier. They both came flying out. Bobby Picoy, he was down with some steering issues earlier, but they are moving again. Then we have another stack of spec trucks here. You got the Coastal truck, we got the 269, 261, kind of stacking up. So we're starting to see a little bit more separation in some of these classes. The Class 10 cars, lead car, looks like let's see, that's not a 10. Yeah, it's Caden McCachran stopped. The 1079 looks like that is going to be your lead Class 10 car right now, followed by Stan Potter in the 1006, or actually followed by Ivan here, now that his tracker updated. In the 1087 is going to be second behind the 1079. And then Stan Potter. And then we have Ben Hagel in the Class 1000, or car number 1000, and so on. Let me see. I'm getting updates here. Okay, I just got a live update from Christian Serapis that the truck door actually caught on fire on that truck, and they had to stop to put it out. So it sounds like maybe the exhaust or a bush maybe or something got in there and something caught the car door on fire on the Caden McCachran Serapis truck. So there you go. The truck door caught on fire and they had to stop to put it out. So hopefully they can figure out what the cause was and get going again. Maybe they're hopefully nothing else is damaged on the truck. Maybe they'll be able to get the 219 going again. Damon Jeffries is your lead Class 1 car right now, it looks like. I don't see another Class 1 car ahead of him. So Damon Jeffries is your leader in Class 1. Then we got some more 10s here coming back. We got the 6. Let's go look. We haven't looked at any of the UTV classes yet. So let's go look at a UTV class. Let's see. The Pro Forced Induction. Okay, the turbo cars. Pro Turbo. Let's go find one. Here's your leader, Wes Miller. Wes Miller is your first Pro Turbo car on the course. And he is the first one about to head up to Mike's. So going to head up to Mike's. Austin Weiland is your second place in the Pro Turbo class. And then in third, we have Austin Jones. So AJ Jones, Jesse Jones' kid. He's actually racing his Dakar car over here. So it's pretty cool. He's got his Dakar South Racing Can-Am over here. He's been doing some testing. They're trying to get it all dialed in for the Dakar this next year. So they've been doing some Baja racing. So good to see him. He's in third, having a good race. He's right behind Wes Miller and Austin Weiland here in third place. Then we have Matt Burrows next. A lot of guys are going to pit along here, so you're going to see a lot of pitting going on here. So we have actually Brandon Schuler, it looks like it's going to be next. And then we have Matt Burrows, Santiago Creel, Rodrigo Ampudia, another Ampudia, Jesus Mendez, George Cano, Roberto Ruiz, and then so on back. So that's a look at your leaders in the Pro Turbo class. Let's see where the UTV Opens are. They're going to be a little bit ahead of them. This is like your UTV, the Polaris Pro R in this class. And I think anybody that wants to run 35s basically has to enter this open class. So Kristen Matlock in her Polaris Pro R is out front. We have Mike Caffro, sorry, next. And then we have Mike Pratt pitting, Craig Scanlon. Looks like he's on the road there. And then we have the 1882, Alejandro, back here. So Kristen Matlock is just ahead. You can see she is still ahead of the Pro Turbo UTVs, but they're not far behind. The Wes Miller car is not far behind. You can see he just updated again. He's only within about a mile, actually 2 miles of Kristen Matlock right now. So close racing between the Pro Turbo class and the Open UTV class. So that's a look at those two classes. The UTV NA, nobody really races this class anymore. It looks like in score there's 3 entries. This used to be a really big class. We have Caden Wells first in this class now. We have Joe Bolton, and then Bradley doesn't look like he's having a good day over here. He's stopped. So not very many entries, only 3 entries in the NA class now. Most people have moved up to the Turbo, it looks like. In some of the other series, that's a little bigger still, but not big here. In the UTV stock class, we have 6 entries. This is the Pro NA and stock, I guess, or something like that. So we have the 3930. Looks like Douglas Cornwell is leading that class. Then we have Randy here in second, the 3933, 3959, 3919, and 3951. That is a look at those classes there. A couple more classes, and then we'll sign off for this update. So we have... Oh, Parkhouse is actually the leader in Class 1. He's just not... yeah, sorry about that. Earlier, I just got notified. Parkhouse is your Class 1 leader, not Damon Jeffries. He's so far ahead that I didn't notice him because he was so far ahead. He's about 15 to 20 miles ahead of Damon right now. So thanks, Devin, for that update. Now, the other class we want to look at, we got to look at the Class 11 because these guys are important that they make it to the finish. We have 4 entered this race, and let's see if they are still moving. We have the 1145 still moving. And then we have Class 11 champion Alex Gonzalez still moving. Good to see. The 1111 is moving, and the 1156 is moving. So all 4 Class 11 cars are still moving. The leader is right at mile 100 right now. As you can see, they are approaching mile 100. So perfect. Good news for the 11 cars. A bunch of you guys are asking about Class 12. Where is that here? It's called something else here. I'm trying to find it. Class 12 is... Score lights. There we go. All right. 1200. So score light class. We have 6. It looks like this race. The 1211 is out front. That is Oscar Alvarez, followed by 1277. Javi. And then we have Miguel in the 1205, third. And Doug, 1229 is 4th. And Mario is 5th in the 1201. 1274 didn't leave Ensenada, or they're back in town, so that's not good for the 1274. Bad day for them. But the 1211 is currently your leader at mile 98 in the Class 12. So that's that. What happened to the 16? They had a brake line failure earlier on the 16 Cameron, and they had to pit and change a front brake line. They had to replace a front brake line on the 16. So that is what happened to the 16 earlier. We did get that update earlier. And yeah, the Menzies tracker is not working. It's they're right in front of the 83 though. So that is where they are. They were a minute 10 ahead of them at Mike's. We will get another good split out here on the coast. Someone will get a split times out here. So we'll have some more split times for you guys next update. We'll come back at 3 o'clock with your next update. Until then, head over to the score feed. They are live. They got cameras all over. This is one that was up at Mike's there. But they got a bunch of cameras on the course. Go watch the score feed and then come back here at 3 o'clock for your next Fishgistics update. It's getting exciting up there at Mike's. Look, there's 2 lines around the tree. You either can go to the left or the right of the tree. So you get to choose which line. It's getting sloppy and messy up there. Oh, that's a look at the Justin Davis Truggy, the Davis family Truggy. That's not good to see that stopped. That's a new class. I guess Class 2 is a Truggy. If you want to race a Class 1 car that has a solid axle, you race it in Class 2. They were the only entry in Class 2, but that didn't look good that they were stopped at Mike's there. So, all right. All right, well, I think that's pretty much it. Oh, we got to look at the bikes real quick. Sorry, guys. I did not mention that. We'll go back and look. Okay, the bikes are almost at the finish, and we have the 325. What is this? Oh, the Heli. The Heli's following the lead bike in. All right, so the 325 is showing as first right now. Then the 180 is second, and the 300X is third. And then look at here's your first Class 1 or your first quad, the 7A, is right there. So that's a look at those. And that's your leader. So your first bike's going to be to the finish pretty soon. Go check out the score feed, and they'll have an interview with the bike once they get to the finish. But they're just about, was that 20 miles to the finish or so? A little less than that, and we'll have a finisher. Someone said Caden McCachran, broken steering rack. Okay, so Caden McCachran has a broken steering rack. Maybe the fluid came out and hit the door, and that's what caught the door on fire. Just a guess. If the door was on fire and they have a broken steering rack, maybe that's my guess. They got some power steering fluid on the exhaust inside the door, and it started the door on fire. That would be my guess. All right, so bummer for them, and we'll be back at 3 o'clock with your next update. See you guys then.
If off-road adrenaline is what you crave, we've got exactly what you need. Introducing the all-new Razor Turbo R and revolutionary Razor Pro R. Reimagined from the ground up with the power to push you further, the confidence of next-level strength, and exceptional control for conquering the wildest terrain. The next generation of Razor is here, and it's built for those who live wide open.